and welcome to Dabbling in Journals. And what I thought I'd do today is share with you how I'm using my super lightweight insert, which is from the B-Sides and Rarities collection from Traveller's Notebook, and I'm keeping it in this brown Traveller's Notebook, which is also from Traveller's Company. And I really love this super lightweight paper. And when I had a look on YouTube, I couldn't see very many people sharing how they were using it. And when I first looked at it, I was a little bit stumped. I thought, what am I going to do with such a really thin paper? But I'm loving how it's coming out. Okay, so the front of it is embossed in this beautiful silver embossing saying super lightweight paper. Traveller's Notebook, B-Sides and Rarities. I've just put a little sticker also from Traveller's Company which says Traveller's Notebook is like a movie soundtrack that brings back memories, 2022. And then on the inside I've put this little Otto smiley clip, and I'm keeping a little envelope there that I can just put little photographs that I'm taking to use in my journal. And on the front sort of page, which isn't the lightweight paper, I've just written a dedication, and I've put my thanks to my lovely friend Mel for so kindly and generously gifting me this beautiful insert. And because we met in the comments of my YouTube channel when she asked me to draw a bicycle with flowers in a basket on the front, and I found this sticker in my stash, which is totally going to make me think of her. And of course we haven't met in person, but I thought that was a perfect sticker to put on the front of this notebook. So this paper, I'll just show you, this paper is really thin, hence the super lightweight description. It's like almost like tissue paper, really thin and crunchy and gorgeous, and I love how it's sounding now that I have filled in some of my pages. So what I'm going to do is I'll go through the pages that I've already done, and then I'll do a page, sort of journal with me page with you that you can follow along with me. So this is the sort of, not the super lightweight paper, because it's the, what do you call it? Is it called a fly leaf? I don't know. But it's the normal Midori paper. And what I did here was I made a little pocket just out of some rag paper, and then I put, and it's coming unstuck, I'll fix it while I'm here. I put this beautiful little piece of ephemera that was gifted to me by one of my Happy Mail friends. I chose this sticker. I've used some washi tape, an old book paper that was gifted to me, and what I've decided to use this journal for is exploring my newest tarot deck, which is this one, the Tarot of the Abyss. And it's a lovely black and white deck, absolutely gorgeous artwork. So I thought I would use this insert to explore my new deck. And so I've written here with my punchy tool, Tarot of the Abyss, and the word abyss here sounds a bit scary, but it's just referring to the nothingness that existed prior to creation. Okay, so what I decided I would do is take a little photograph of the card that I pull, and then just write something about it and journal about it. And because the paper is so thin, can you hear how scrunchy? Oh, scrunchy gorgeous it is, and I love the look of it. So what I decided I would do is kind of collage or decorate on one side and write on the other, because even though your ink doesn't, I'm trying to find a page where you can see the other side, even though the ink doesn't bleed through, obviously it ghosts, and I just thought it was a nice way to present this journal anyway. So that's what I've decided to do. So I collage on one side and I write on the other. I collage on one side and write on the other. And this is working really nicely for me, and I'm really enjoying the paper so much that I want to buy some more, because I don't know how long Traveller's Company are going to offer this, because it was a sort of limited edition, and I don't think it's going to be part of their permanent range, although I'd love it if it was, because I really do like this paper, as you probably guessed by now. So yeah, so here I made a little pocket, which still doesn't want to stick, and in here I'm just putting little cards with ideas on the back, and I will make more as I go through the journal. And I used some book paper, some washi. I've stamped on a little piece of paper here, and I've put my photograph. And my first card that I pulled was talking all about the value of family and friendship, and how important the relationships that tie us together are, and also referring to the knowledge and wisdom that's passed down through the generations. So it's illustrated with a sort of an older person's hand and a younger person's hand, and you can see the knowledge going up through the hands. You probably can't see much in that tiny little photograph, but I thought it would be cute to just do these tiny little postage stamp size photographs and incorporate them into my collage. So this one, I've used some paper that was made for me by one of my Happy Mail friends, one of my followers, and I really love it. It's got all glitter. I don't know if you can see all the glitter. I've got loads of glitter. I need to start doing this myself, making some really nice paper. I've just bought some handmade paper that I think featured in my last video, and it would be really nice to decorate it with stamping and things like glitter, just to make it a little bit different. So I'm going to work on that next week. And in this one, I've put my little photograph and a ticket, and again stamped on a little piece of really thin paper. And over here, I've just collaged again with little piece of the paper, so a piece of ephemera, a little piece of washi tape that I was gifted, and some more washi tape. And this card is the Wheel of Fortune, and that invites us to think about all the changes that just happen by chance and which we have no control of. But some of them can be positive and provide new possibilities and advantages. So it's important to look out for those whenever you're faced by a change that fate deals you. But changes can also be upsetting and disrupting, and they can disrupt your plans and lead to missed opportunities. So it's really careful to think about how you respond to change. So that's the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got this lovely image of a weaver weaving the Wheel of Fortune, holding time in her hands, very neutrally though. Okay, and then this page I used some of my new handmade paper with the orange petals in it, which I really loved, and I've pulled out some of the black and white from the card with this washi tape and this sticker which was gifted to me. Another piece of ephemera. I've been so lucky, I've had so many beautiful gifts, and I do want to try and use them all. So I used this, I put a little piece of ribbon in it and I stamped it, and I've used, to distress these pages, I've used Rusty Hinge to go with the orange. On the previous pages I was using my gathered twigs, and those are both Tim Holtz Distress inks. And here, the card that I pulled, the only problem with doing them so tiny is you probably can't see them. But it's kind of like a man. He looks really serene, and he's got memories that he's reflecting on in his head. And this was the Six of Cups, and it's all about nostalgia, how memories form a large part of who we are. And it's okay to think of the past as long as you don't start living in it. We can use memories of the past to better our own future. And I've just tried to pull the orange across by stamping in that corner too. So slightly brighter page, that one, than the ones before. And as you can see, I can read the writing perfectly okay, even though there's things on both sides. And I don't know, I just don't know why I love this paper so much. It's nice to write on, and it's just, if you like the lightweight insert, you're going to like this even more, I think. So on my next page, I've got the Justice card. This is one of my favourites in this deck. I love this image. You can just sort of see half of the girl's face. She's staring straight at you. It's like she's scrutinising our hidden intentions. And she represents our inner voice of reason and conscience. It's important to weigh our decisions carefully and consider the big picture, act responsibly, and be honest with yourself, which can be quite hard. I find it really difficult to listen to my inner voices. I don't know if that's due to my PTSD and the fact that I have lots of sort of competing voices in my inner landscape, as it were. But yeah, so that was that card, and I've used some of these lovely hexagonal shapes. I don't know if it shows very well. I tried stamping with the piece that I'd taken these out of to make some sort of hexagonal background here. That was fun. A little bit of washi. Over here I've used the middle part of the hexagon, and I've stamped a little journal with a cup of coffee, because that's just totally me. That's what I love most in the world, is sit with my journals, playing with them whilst drinking a cup of coffee. So that was that page. And then on this page, the card that I've picked is the Five of Wands, and it's two birds fighting in mid-air, which I thought was really cool. It's a lovely picture. And I've used some book paper that I was gifted, and I chose this because it's got this sort of nature theme on it, which I thought went really well with the birds. Decided to pull in a little bit of colour with some red, so I chose a ticket with some red on, and then I just stamped my coffee rings, my coffee ring stamp, also in a red ink. I think that's Fired Brick from Tim Holtz. Used a little postage stamp. Here I've used the other part of that ticket just to tie it together. Another stamp, and when I'm stamping on this paper, if I want to use Tim Holtz distress ink, I do it on another piece of paper and stick it on, because that will bleed through. I mean, Tim Holtz distress ink bleeds through the lightweight paper, so it's definitely going to bleed through this paper, but chalk ink doesn't, so that's good to know. So this card is, as I said, is two birds fighting, and their wings are flapping wildly and violently as they fall through the air. But at the last minute, before they crash to earth, they spread their wings and fly. So this card represents external competition and strife, and encourages you to rise to the challenge and prove yourself. Focus on your own drive and motivation. So really cool. I really love this journal, can you tell? So on this page, I pulled the star card, so there she is there. And I'm really enjoying the black and white and trying to pull the black and white and browny orangey colours that I love so much together. And the star card represents hope, and my partner for Christmas had gifted me some Moo rub-on stickers. I wonder if I can reach them. I think they're under my tripod. So my partner for Christmas had gifted me some Moo rub-on stickers. So these are the ones with the backing that you just rub on to your page. And this one actually said on it, "There is so much hope in a little flower. Always have hope." So I thought that went perfectly with this star card that represents hope. And I've taken some handmade paper that I showed in a recent video when I ordered from Torn Edge Paper. And what I've done is I've added some of the little flowers from the rub-on stickers, just to add some prettiness and interest to this paper. And I've used some washi tape I was gifted again. I've stamped on a little piece of torn paper, added some more of the rub-ons here and here and here. I really love how they look in the corners. They look really elegant. I really want to buy some more of these. I think that's what I shall purchase for my next journaling supplies purchase. And Emily asked me how to store them, because once they start falling apart like this, they might be difficult to store. So I'm going to think about that and see if I can come up with a solution that I can share with you. Or if any of you have got ideas, do let me know. So as I said, the star card is a symbol of hope. Stars are ever present in the endless sky like a faithful friend. And this card invites us to reflect on trust and openness and guidance. And it also reminds us that a starlit sky can feel very serene and calm and beautiful. So for me, this card provides a sense of peace and security and encourages the notion of having hope. Aim to put things into perspective. You are resilient and capable, and things will get better. If they're difficult at the moment, they will get better. So that was that page. And again, I'm distressing all around the pages just to make them look rustic and worn. And I keep wanting to flick through. Now on this page we've got a splash of colour because I picked the sun card, which is this one here. And the sun card is, obviously the sun is an energetic life force. It activates everything it touches. It helps plants grow. I mean, nobody can live on this world anyway without the sun, and no animals, no people, no plants. And so it's a really positive thinking card. And I was thinking about how there is a whole world out there waiting to be discovered. However much you've discovered thus far, there will be more. It's always been there. We just need to develop the eyes to see it. You don't have to travel around the world to discover new things. You can just go in your garden and you'll probably discover something you've never seen before, or go for a walk or whatever. And this is a really happy card to me, and because it's about the sun, I thought I would add in some yellow colour to my page. And I have put a little bit of map paper that I was gifted, and I picked out the UK because obviously that's where I live. So we've got the UK here, and what I want to focus on is discovering more within the UK. And I thought it would be really nice to remind myself of that. And there, I've got my son photograph. I've used some of these little kitten strips that my partner bought me for Valentine's Day. So there was a little yellow one and a brown one, and I've just put another yellow one there to tie them together, a little bit more of the paper. And these really cute stickers that were sent to me by a Happy Mail friend, and they're yellow too. So I thought that tied them nicely together, and they're quite delicate. And so that takes me to the end of the pages that I've already done, and I just wanted to do one more page to show you what it's like working in this really super lightweight journal. Now I do use my writing board because the paper's so thin. If you don't have a writing board, you could just use a piece of cardstock or whatever, just to give you a sort of firm surface. I like the writing boards because they give me lines, and this paper is so thin that you can see the lines really clearly. So let's decorate this page. Now the card that I've pulled was the Queen of Pentacles, and obviously you probably can't see it as well as I can, but she's there. There's a sort of story. The page has brought her a key in the previous card, and she's using the key to unlock secrets from the earth that are buried in the earth. And I'll think a little bit more about that card in a moment, but I want to decorate first. So I already started doing this before I decided to do the video. So I've already torn a piece of paper and inked around the edges. So that's what I sort of basing most of my collages on, one piece to start with, and then thinking about different ways to make it look. So just rip it randomly and see what lovely organic shape comes out. So I'm going to stick that on first as my sort of background. And when I'm using a paler piece, it's nice to ink the edges to distinguish it from the page underneath. So I'm going to stick that on. And then the other thing I did was I cut out some pieces of ephemera with my die machine. And if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll have seen me use these kinds of things before. And you just cut them out of cardboard. They're just cardstock, thin cardstock, cheap stuff that you can buy anywhere. Cut them out with my die machine, and then I've used Sam Pendis's Frantage embossing enamels, and I've got a set of 14, all slightly different colours, and they give this beautiful, let me see if I can pull that up to the camera, they give this beautiful, it might be better to zoom in, I don't know, this beautiful sort of metallic effect, and it's still really thin, and you just put your piece onto the glue pad, you cover it with the embossing powder, and then you heat it to make it melt onto your cardstock. And I've chosen a couple of different colours here, and I just really like how they look. I love that metallic look. So let's see, how could we organise our page? I've done a little tag here, so I just want to go into my little pouch and see if I can find some yarn, which I know I have, which was sent to me by Snippets and Scraps. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can find the end. At the moment, I can't find the end. Must be here somewhere. It's lovely. I can't find the end. But you know what? I'm just going to, it won't matter, because I'll be using it for, I think it was just tangled up. It looks like they might be all different kinds of yarns. Look at those. Let me move them. They're so delicate and beautiful. I like that one there. I'm going to snip a piece of that one off. I wonder if that'll be enough. And I'm going to poke it through. I can't tie a knot. Let's do it like this. And I used this kind of blacky colour because I thought that would look nice with my photograph. What do you think? So I want to put that on there. I want to use, I thought I'd use a heart because the Queen of Pentacles has a very warm heart. So that's something that she invites us to think about. So I'm going to use a heart and a leaf, and I think Going to use some tickets from this ticket washi. Let's take that one. I think I'll put that there. Like so. And shall we have another one? A little one. I'm going to take that one because I don't want blue on this page, I don't think. It says best collection. Put that piece down there. And do we want anything else on this page? Let's see what's in here. That's coffee stickers. Don't want coffee stickers on this page. Do we want anything else on this page? Let's have a look in here. Ooh. That one looks nice, doesn't it? Let's pop that one. I've been picking away at this and I don't think it's a sticker. I don't know. I'm going to glue it on. Oops. Got some glue on my page. That's not good, is it? So I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to glue my little tag here. Maybe a bit more glue. Didn't feel like it was going to stick. There we go, and my photograph. So I've just been taking out 4 cards randomly at a time and taking a photograph of them and then cutting it out so that they're really teeny tiny. Kind of got a hint for them on each page. And I think this one here like so, with my little flower at the bottom. And I'll put my love heart up at the top by the Queen of Pentacles to represent her warm heart. And then I've just got a little flower left. So what would look nice with my little flower? Let's take another one of these tickets. And pop that here. In the corner. And I think some washi tape, because we've got to use some washi tape, haven't we? Let's see. That one would be nice. They're all nice, so it's hard to choose. Let's go with this one because the colours look nice. I love this one because it really goes in this book, because I've got the black and white or black and cream photos and the brown colours that I'm using to decorate, and this tape has black and brown on it. I'm just going to pop that along the bottom like so, and stick my little flower here. And there, I've got my little page decorated. And now what I need to do is just journal about my card. And so what I do is I have a look in the little guidebook that came with the deck of cards from the Tarot of the Abyss. And I really love this guidebook. I really love Anna Torian's artwork anyway. And then she's written this guidebook and I really like it. So what am I looking for? The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the Queen in this picture has found a pentacle, and it says here that the pentacle is a coin with an image of a 5-pointed star, which is an ancient symbol of life. The lower 4 points represent the elements of earth, water, air and fire, and the topmost point symbolises the intellect or reason. When the star is the right side up, as it's pictured here, it indicates that reason has dominion over the physical, emotional, mental and inspirational urges. It's indicative of the life perfectly lived. That's really interesting. I didn't know what the meaning of a pentagram was, and that's probably more than one. I mean, people often use the same symbols to represent slightly different ideas, but obviously this is how Anatorium understands the meaning of a pentagram, so I found that really interesting. And it's indicative of the life perfectly lived. So okay, so I have decorated my page. I've done some journaling that is a response to this card. This card is inviting me to reflect on whether there is anyone in my life who is warm and nurturing. Am I warm and nurturing? Do I greet people with warm and welcoming smile? Am I caring for and looking after those in my life fully? However, the card also invites me to think about however caring and kind I might be being, it's also important to be resourceful and grounded, independent and confident. So some lovely ideas there to think about in response to this card. So that is my first few pages in my super lightweight insert, and I shall carry on working through this deck of cards. I'm really, really loving it, and I recommend that you give it a try if you haven't, because it's just, especially if you like really thin, crunchy paper, because it's really beautiful to work on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.